Hey everybody, how's it going out there today? Good to see you again. It's been a while, I guess. I don't know, I'm filming several videos and uploading them throughout the weeks. But I'm sitting out here at the park, doing a couple videos, having 3 or 4 bowls. I've got all these little baggies of samples here, so I'm trying to go through, find the ones that have the least amount and just smoke them up. There's maybe, some of them are quarter bowl, half a bowl in them, so I'm just trying to go through them and narrow them down. So I was out here listening to the radio, and I just heard a news story that I thought, this is so unique. Never heard of anything like this before. I thought maybe some of you guys might like to hear it. So there's this, here locally we have Quick Trip stores. There's a big convenience store here, kind of like a 7-Eleven. And depending where you are in the country, you may have some. But there was this lady who pulled up in one of the parking spaces at a Quick Trip, run inside to get a, I don't know, whatever she's getting. Not important. But she had her 2 younger kids in the car. And I think they were, I don't know, 5 and 7 or something like that. When she comes out, in the meantime, there's this van, like an old, we'll just call it a hippie's van, pulls up beside her. You know, it's the old van with the bubble windows on the back, you know, curtains on the windows and everything, painted all these funky colors. And it's got like this, I don't know if you call it a mural or some, you know, scene painted on the side of it. Well, the side that's facing, here's her car. This van pulls up. On this side, the big portion of the back of the van is painted a nude woman. And apparently you can see breast only. And so this guy's getting out of his van as the lady's coming out of the store to get into her car. She sees this and goes ballistic and starts just railing on the guy about, you know, this pornographic image, and he's saying it's artwork, and, you know, I have the freedom and the right, and no, not when you pull up next. I mean, you should have at least a little common sense. They're getting into this big fight. You know, if you do what you want in your own time, but when you're forcing my kids to look at that, they're in the car right next to where you pull up. He's like, number one, I'm not forcing your kids to look at it. The only reason they're looking at it is because they want to look at it. They can appreciate good art. And besides that, you shouldn't leave your kids in the car. And she's like, she goes over there and like hits the side. I don't know what she thinks she's going to do. Hits the side of the van. And they're going around, hey, that's, you know, my property. I'll have you arrested for destruction. And anyway, they getting arrested for destruction of property. They get into this big argument. And she goes over and grabs the antenna on his van. It's the old metal, you know, aluminum, whatever antenna, you know, starts bending it back and forth and breaks it off. And he's like, I'm calling 911, blah, blah, blah. And she goes around there. She starts scratching up the side of the van, scratching up the paint on it. And he comes around there and tries to get in between and you know, pushes her back a little bit, which may have been a mistake. You know, even though if you're in the right, if you touch somebody, you know, that's it. You're going down for, you know, abuse or harassment or, you know, assault and battery or whatever. And he kind of pushes her back. Hey, get away. You can't do that. He's getting on his phone, try to call 911. And she starts hitting him with the end of the antenna that she broke off. And it was kind of jagged and everything. You know how if you break a wire or something like that, it's kind of jaggedy. And starts hitting him, and he starts, I mean, in the face, and he's trying to protect himself, and he starts bleeding. And apparently she got a good swipe across the neck, and he starts bleeding profusely. Of course, the guys inside the Quick Trip and other customers and everything, they're calling the cops, and they get an ambulance there. They transport the guy to the hospital. He dies from blood loss in the hospital. So they're not only charging the lady with, you know, murder, or I don't know whether it's murder, whether it's homicide, I don't know, but she will have problems for some time to come at this point. So the guy dies, they're talking about the coroner, and they're filling out the death certificate, and the coroner has like a, I don't know, a training coroner there, and the guy says, the guy in training says, what am I supposed to put on here, cause of death? Is this laceration? Is it, it's not a blunt object, is it a sharp object? And the main coroner says, on this one, he says, what I would put down for cause of death on the death certificate is venereal disease. I just had to throw that one in there, guys. So anyway, catch you next time.